Greetings and welcome. Don't be alarmed by the silence. It's fitting, really. We are about to delve into a source that speaks of immutable principles, the very laws that govern consciousness when it dares to gaze into the dark.
And here's the thing, this isn't just a story. The source presents these not as myths, but as fundamental laws, kind of like cosmic gravity for the soul. This isn't entertainment, it's a warning.
So to really get this, imagine reality as this vast, lightless ocean, almost like a library where every single truth is recorded. And we're about to open a chapter that was never, ever meant for the surface world.
All right, so let's dive right into the deep end. The very first truth we encounter in this domain is one of conflict, a tragic, almost unavoidable collision that happens at the very heart of any soul who dares to look this deep. And this is the central struggle, right here. On one hand, you've got the absolute I. That's the ego. It's driven by this, crystalline logic to just expand and define everything it touches. But on the other side, you've got the non-I, the infinite, crushing void that threatens to just dissolve it all. It's the ultimate battle, existence versus pure nothingness.
So, how does the soul even begin to survive that kind of pressure? Well, it all starts with the first law, a principle of limits personified by these three pretty formidable figures. The Gorgon sisters.
And this right here, this explains their perfect purpose. See, the law of final entropy isn't some kind of punishment. Think of it more like a protective cage. It puts a hard cap on growth, on complexity, basically to stop the ego from expanding so far out that it just shatters and dissolves into that abyss.
Yeah, you can almost think of them as these chilling monuments to souls who pushed way too far. Their stone-cold gaze, that's the terminal limit. That's the hard stop. Honoring this, accepting that you are not infinite, that's the absolute first step to just surviving down here.
And this resistance, it actually has a name, anchos. It's the friction, the pushback that the void provides. And here's the crazy part. Without the not-I pushing back, the ego would have no shape at all, no definition. It's kind of like the wall that tells you where you end and everything else begins.
Okay, so let's keep building on this. If the first law is basically about hitting a wall, the next one is about finding a door. It's the principle that works against pure stasis, offering a way through the darkness, not just a way to endure it.
And this really is the essential question, isn't it? If you can't expand forever, and just standing still means you turn to stone, well, what do you do? How do you possibly move forward?
The answer, it seems, is Hecate. Now, she doesn't show up with more power to just smash the walls down. No, she offers a totally different tool, insight. Her torches, they burn with this purifying energy, a kind of light that's all about navigation, not conquest. And here's the contrast, laid out perfectly. The Gorgon path, that demands you surrender. You become still, you accept your limits. But the Hecate path, that urges you to actively negotiate within those limits, using her light to engage with your own darkness and actually transform it. So you see, one is about surrender, the other is all about negotiation. But what about the soul that refuses both, the one that won't surrender and won't negotiate? Well, that brings us to the third and, honestly, the most terrifying path. This is the path for those who reject the limits and refuse the insight. This is the path of negation. So meet the sea stormer. He looks at the Gorgon's law and he doesn't see a protective cage. He sees a resource, something to be consumed. He uses that same crystalline logic of the ego, but here's the twist. He fuels it with the pure, unadulterated malice of the void. He's a parasite and he's trying to devour the very rules of reality. Wow. I mean, this slide just lays it out so clearly, doesn't it? It really defines the opposition. The Gorgon's whole purpose is to prevent your erasure. But the sea stormer, his goal is to achieve the erasure of everything. One enforces boundaries to protect the self, the other dissolves them to consume it all. They are perfect, absolutely horrifying opposites.
So you have to ask, right? Who or what would unleash a thing like this? Well, the source actually reveals the architects behind this storm, and their motive, it's a truly chilling piece of cosmic philosophy.
Hades, Lucifer, Samayaza. This triad, they look at this eternal struggle between existence and non-existence, the constant yes and no, and they see it as this pointless, stagnant deadlock. They've just grown tired of the game.
And their solution? It's horrifyingly simple.
If this endless cycle of yes and no is a trap, their answer is just to erase the board entirely. They're aiming for a final resolution where the only winner is absolute nothingness.
Their ultimate weapon to do this is called the Void Blight. And get this, it's not a physical thing. It's a conceptual weapon, a power that dissolves the very ideas of time and space. It's designed to prove that all order, all human progress, all existence is just a temporary delusion. It is literally their tool to rewrite every single page in that lightless library until nothing is left but blankness. And so, after all that, we come back to you, the Seeker. All of these laws, all these incredible forces, they really just create a choice. The source seems to suggest that the only way forward is to move from that petrified, frozen gaze of the Gorgons to the illuminated, wide-eyed vision that Hecate offers.
So you've been shown the crushing weight of reality. It's like a heavy rock of truth has been cast right into your heart. And the question these laws really leave us with is deeply personal. Are you going to let that weight turn you to stone? Or are you going to treat it as an invitation to finally open your eyes and truly see?